20 points, 6,407. Now back to the other bloke.
That'll be me then. More than 30% of British households have computers now, and many more of us have access to computers at work. But for 1.7 million blind or partially sighted people in the country, it's a world normally close to them. In the United States, the National Federation of the Blind accused AOL of violating Disabilities Act by not providing equal access to the blind. Last night, AOL, an internet service provider, of course, agreed to change its software. Our disability correspondent Peter White, a confirmed technophobe, has been trying out some of the devices supposed to make his life a bit easier.
A traditional magnifying glass like this is still probably the first thought to help someone with failing sight. But for how much longer? At the largest exhibition of special equipment for visually impaired people in the UK last week, these cyber glasses, married up to a computer and a large screen, combine maximum magnification with bright, clear pictures. For people with no sight at all, the software in this screen reader converts text into braille. Synthetic speech gives more and cheaper options. With this little organiser, your phone numbers and addresses read to you at the touch of a button. And these days, most domestic gadgets, such as kitchen scales and microwave ovens, chat away fit to burst. Even the most traditional image of blindness, the white stick, has been hugely improved. Up until now, I've managed to steer clear of this rather daunting world, despite the job I do. But Mark Prouse, an expert in the field of special equipment, reckons my days as a Luddite are numbered.
You'll suddenly have available to you lots of information that you're not going to get anywhere else, ranging from sort of very local information, the kind of thing I suppose that people see on, posters on sort of park gates saying what's happening locally, right through to sort of what's happening nationally, internationally.
Just spell out for me exactly what you would need as a blind person to be up and running.
The PC at the heart of all this is a sort of standard thing. You don't need special computers. Most of the computers on sale today, PC compatibles, and there are some systems for Apple Mac as well, but most of what you would buy today is going to be up to this. They're not special computers in any way. You need an additional bit of software on here that makes the thing speak usefully. So when you've got lists of choices, it will talk you through those choices and talk you through launching programs and then read text to you and enable you to navigate around within text once you get there.
If you're a company and you've got a blind person working for you, what sort of help is available with this equipment?
There's the Access to Work scheme, and you can certainly get most of the cost of equipment paid by the government for employer that can establish that this is essential to their work. If the person will be using a computer anyway in that particular post, then the government won't sort of buy the computer. But certainly any bits that mean the person can't use the ordinary system, any additional bits can be paid for.
BBC, Internet Explorer, Amazon, Co.
But for integration to mean anything these days, access to the net is essential. The technology is already in place. But for it to be of real value to visually impaired people, business must have the knowledge and the will to design its sites to include us. At the moment, performance is patchy. Take banks, for example.
At the moment, most of them aren't doing very well at all. They really need to sort themselves out. It's not a case of, well, how accessible is it to set up a current account over the web. Most blind people aren't even getting that far. It's the very home page that's completely inaccessible to them. If I was a bank, I'd be really worried about that. I'd be concerned about reaching all members of my community. Let's have some good customer service now so that everybody can use your services online.
But before long, this may not be a matter of choice, but a requirement in law. In a landmark case in the States, the National Federation of the Blind has taken AOL, the largest internet service provider in the world with 22 million users, to court because of the inaccessibility of many of its websites. Overnight, AOL has held up its hands and agreed to improve its software and insert a new accessibility clause into its contract. Surely, where the largest provider leads, the rest can't be far behind. If you're a business or an individual user, you can get help from AbilityNet by calling 01926 312 847, or you can contact the RNIB on 0845 766 9999. If you have access to their website, the address is www.rnib.org.uk, and if you still use the post, then write to Julie Howell at the RNIB, 224 Great Portland Street, London, W1N 6AA.
Was Peter White. Rob's in Cheshire with an investment club.